Alrighty then. Can fire this thing up. I got a new stream bot that I started working on in the last couple weeks, and I think I'm going to play around with it a bit on the stream. One of the main things is I rewrote the fireworks, which seem to work now. And what's kind of cool is this whole bot is being hosted from the computer that I'm using to stream, which is a Linux box. So it's this little Node.js app that I'm working through. And I want to give it some overlays and let it do some alerts and maybe do some other cool stuff, like have it interface with some hardware so I can do some lighting stuff. Anyways, I'm going to make it a whole thing, a whole little lab for tinkering with stream garbage. So it looks like it's working. I also did some interesting stuff with, I've got it talking to OBS, I've got it talking to Twitch, I've got it, at some point it's going to talk to Discord, and I may or may not actually start trying to get people into my Discord. I don't know. I'm trying to make it into kind of a central assistant coordinator thing for my stream. But this stream, I'm just going to kind of tinker with that. I'm going to tinker with the stream itself. Got a few ideas for things. Started using Tiddlywiki a little more lately. That's this thing. It's like a lightweight personal wiki for taking notes, taking network notes. You can link between them. I might try some development on the stream, and I'm kind of playing around with the camera setup for that. Like, you can see my mouse and keyboard here, or trackball and keyboard here, and you can see the monitor that's in front of me. So I might play with that a bit. I also want to play with a few other things. So I actually got an agenda, and so actually, as a meta thing, I would like to take the agenda and put it on the screen. So let's see, I got my fonts are probably way too small for streaming, but I'm going to work on that a bit too. Oh, that's not what I want. The wiki's on a different port. So there's my stream agenda. I'm trying to figure out how I can get this to sensibly fit in a browser source on the stream. Because I don't think, well, I mean, yeah, I guess Tiddlywiki has a decent responsive view here. I wonder if I can play with it a bit. I might also want to explore some formatting options for Tiddlywiki. So the reason why I want to do Tiddlywiki is because it's really easy to edit, and I can keep track of some notes while I'm working, and kind of work on research topics. And it's been a while since I really had my brain soaked in a wiki, so I kind of want to start playing with that. And Tiddlywiki seems like a good way to go. So I think I might reduce the... Yeah, I wish there was a way I could edit these scenes without changing the main scene in OBS. Because I'm looking at this chat, and I feel like the chat sticks around too long. I want it to fade out. Oh well, I'm going to leave it alone for now. Because I know if I change scenes, you're not going to see me, and it might disrupt the audio. And that's part of the problem with working on stream while I'm streaming. But I've also been tinkering with the stream for weeks now and not streaming. So I kind of feel like, why bother tinkering on the stream if I'm not going to actually use it? Well, let me try a thing. I'm gonna experiment here. Let's try adding... You can't see OBS. I guess I could drag it into this screen and cause an explosion of things. You can see the Hall of Mirrors effect if I put that on there. I don't know. Here's one of the things I wanted to do. You can see the camera go nuts. I could add a source. I'm gonna add a Linux browser source. Let's call that stream agenda. So I guess it's not exciting if I do all this stuff on a different monitor. So we're gonna add a stream agenda. I don't want it to be full screen, but we'll see. My standard kind of little panel size on the side there, I think is 320 by 240. and that's my little side panels. So I could drag this like over top the music. I was trying to think of a good way to do this. Now if I wanted to, I got a URL that shows just the stream agenda. If I wanted to, I could say, okay, stream agenda. I could do that. It's pretty big. So I can control the vertical scroll. That is definitely a thing I can do. Okay, so that's interesting. I could do that. It's a little big. Trying to think what else I can do to add the agenda to the stream in a way that's like useful and readable. Let's see if I scroll horizontally. Does that actually help? No, there's no horizontal scroll to speak of. Okay, let's like reload on activate. If I stick it in, I mean, you don't really need the topic over there, I guess. So I guess the other thing I'm curious about, what if I do like, no, I can't actually edit the CSS in here. On Windows, the browser source, you can edit CSS like directly in the source settings. Okay, well that's cool. Let's do that for now. And what I'm curious about, if I get this off this monitor, why can't I shrink this any further? I'm trying to get it over on my other monitor. It doesn't seem to want to shrink the window. Yeah, I gotta play with that a bit more too, don't I? Can I shrink this window a bit? I got like a side-by-side window arrangement on my other monitor where I've got Twitch and OBS next to each other, but it seems really sensitive to the particular size of certain widgets in the UI. If I can get it to go exactly half screen. You can get to shrink a little further. It's really unhappy about shrinking too far. Playing around with my layout on stream, which is really fun and exciting, and I'm probably gonna crash the stream if I keep doing this. It's fine, it's fine. Huh. Well, whatever I did, the window doesn't want to shrink any further. But that's okay. Let me see if I can restore my original layout here. It's kind of weird screwing with the stream itself. Very meta. But alright, so I've got the agenda up there in the corner. I do want to play with the styling of this because you can't, like, you look at that and you're like, well, what is that bit of text? And I think at some point I should put some more metadata on the screen, like, who am I? What is this all about? And it might go well in that little agenda thing. I should probably reduce the number of bullet points there because there's no way of getting all that done. But here's an interesting thing. The part of the reason I put that up there is because I want to be able to edit the agenda, and I'm interested to see, I guess here's a moment of truth, I would like to see. Alright, so I've got, am I going to lose anything if I, let me edit this too. Oh no, I don't need to edit that. I threw some points in here, but I also have them as like little to-do items because I'm playing around with to-do management. TiddlyWiki. So embed agenda for current stream from Wiki. I'm doing that right now. Let's just call it done. But let's remove some of these bullet points because actually let's turn them into to-dos. So one of the things I was interested in doing is play with channel point rewards for chat bot features. Yeah, like I want to make a soundboard is one of them, and I might open that up to the channel. So like, I don't know, you can make a fart noise if you want to spend channel points. That might be cheesy. But I might play with it. So I got my agenda there. Okay, so I'm editing the agenda. If I save the agenda, do I have it down there? I don't want to lose anything. Okay, yeah, I got soundboard, follow alert, raid alert. Following is probably one of the first things I'll add. So let's remove these bullet points because I have another tiddler with ideas for future streams, yada yada. So if I save this, will the on-screen one change? Looks like no. Because what I was hoping is that since I just saved the sort, like I just saved it in this tab, I was hoping that it would update on this other, in this embedded view, but I guess not. Maybe if I hide and reshow? Yeah, okay, if I hide and reshow that source, it'll reload. So there's probably a thing I need to do. I need to do a little bit more to make this wiki useful as an agenda. Maybe I can use the wiki as a source, but I might need to screw around a little bit with how that panel is loaded up. What else do I want to do? So I'm playing around with this bot. And I got VS Code open with it open. I could probably talk a bit about the structure of the bot. Might just be cool to chill and hack on it. Oh wow. I haven't paid attention to... Actually, I haven't fired up the stream with the bot active before, so I forget what all I have it doing already. I think I forgot that... So I've got a WebSocket hooked up from the bot to OBS, and it looks like the WebSocket messages are actually telling me live OBS stats, which that's cool. I don't think I realized I had that working on me. So that could be some interesting stuff to look at. It tells me like what my it's basically everything it says on the screen. It tells me my CPU usage, it tells me a lot of interesting stuff. That's cool. Tells me I've been streaming for 23 minutes already. Tells me if I've had any skipped frames. Cool. Yeah, that could actually be kind of a cool thing to futz around with. Alright, anyway. This bot. I'm playing around with it some more. I think the chip machine just crashed. There's a few other things I want to do too. Like, I should probably come up with a to-do list. It would be neat if I can have this bot talk to chip machine. I'd kind of like to do... Oh, let me add this to the wiki. If I haven't already. Stream ideas. Maybe I do already have it in there. Do I have it in there? Stream ideas, stream agenda, meta tasks to do. Get Caffeine bot going, use fireworks overlay from there. I did that. Cool. Yeah, no, the thing I'm going to do is chip machine requests queue from Caffeina Bot. So that's the bot that I'm working on. I would like to allow chat to... Let's clear everything. Let's clear all these tiddlers. I'd like to allow chat to request chiptunes from the bot, and then have the bot talk to some kind of API in Chip Machine and pick songs. So there's a project idea. So I'm kind of all over the place right now. I'm still trying to kind of get my streaming legs under me and figure out how I want to run this thing. I should probably come up with the agenda ahead of time, but right now I'm just kind of screwing around with new tools. I'm also kind of looking at how to develop for TiddlyWiki and if I can customize some things. I was also wondering if I could use maybe some URL parameters to open the Tiddler and TiddlyWiki in a certain way. This is a very ADD stream right now. I have at least a dozen different distinct things I'd like to do, and I think I'm my brain is task switching between all of them right now. It would probably make sense for a stream to focus on one thing. And of course I was also looking at more OBS plugins, see if those would be useful. I've got tabs open for electronics projects because I want to get back to that. Oh, I know, and here's a thing that can help me manage the tabs. Let me install this extension. Got some tab groups. Oops. I guess let's restart Firefox. Is Firefox ever coming back? I think I had an upgrade to do. Come on back, Firefox. There we go. Just kind of trying to clear the tab decks, which is a thing I probably should have done earlier. What happens if I do this? I'm going to clear the decks. Drag these around. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to... this tab group, yeah. Restore all. Okay, so I want that tab back open. I don't care about that, I don't care about that. Yeah, I got a few things here that I'm trying to do, or that I was working on last. And there's only a few of these I really need right now. Okay. Open just the thing. Yeah, okay. Send all tabs to one tab. Yeah, okay. One tab is a neat extension. It lets you kind of temporarily stow your tabs in a group and then bring them back later. Okay. Stream agenda. I'm going to add the following alert to the bot. So last weekend I worked on the bot a bit. I got the bot talking to Twitch webhooks and Twitch chat and Twitch pub sub. And between the three of those I got all kinds of events I can respond to. And I got WebSockets working. So the base thing, I can do fireworks, which I've already kind of played with on the stream. So the fireworks is a chat message that my bot gets, and then it uses WebSocket to talk to a web page I have as an overlay in OBS. So chat message comes into Twitch, or the chat message comes into the bot from Twitch. The bot interprets it as a command. Then the bot sends out a WebSocket message. The overlay in OBS is connected to the bot via WebSocket, so the bot can tell the web page that I have as an overlay in OBS to display fireworks. A lot of that kind of stuff, like passing messages from one system to another. The following alert would be, right now I use a service called Muxy that does that. But it basically, when a following event comes in from Twitch, the bot would receive that, and then in turn fire off a WebSocket message. And then I would have some kind of web special effect fire off. I can play with those. I think I can run those in a test mode in Muxy. And Muxy's fine. It's what I've been using whenever I do a stream. It's just, I would like to do it myself. It's like, let's see, what is that? Is that a test? Yeah, so I can do like I test the follows, and it comes up on my screen there. And that's an alert I've had for like forever. That comes over on the right-hand side there. It covers up Chip Machine. Other events that I have here, they've got subscriptions. I don't think I have anybody subscribing to me, but if someone subscribed to me, that message would come up. Oh, there's a kitten. But I guess I could do cheers. That's cool. I'm not really engaged in that side of Twitch yet with the bits and subscriptions. Someone hosts me, it comes up. Yeah, that's cool. So I want to take all these alerts that I'm doing through Muxy and build them myself. There's a kitten climbing my leg. I think I'm going to pick him up. This little guy was climbing my leg, so I figured I'd pick him up and let him hang out a little bit. So yeah, just kind of trying to play around with some tools to show what I'm doing on the stream, show some of these alerts. Hang out with my cats. I could wander around. I guess I could let him wander around on the workbench if he really wants to. You want to talk to everybody? Sometimes he just wants to be picked up and babied, and then sometimes he wants to climb on my back. That's allowable. Oh, bud, watch your claws. Alright. What do I want to focus on first? Maybe the follows. Part of it is I'm trying to think of what do I want my alerts to look like. I could just reproduce Muxy, I guess, at first, and then further screw around with it from there. Uh-oh. Why is my keyboard not working? I got a little... Oh, thanks, bud. There we go. I wanted to switch away from desktop real quick so you can see the cat. Chiptunes and cats seem like an important part of this stream as I figure out what the heck to do with it. Oh, I see. Now he's switching the view on me. Yes, I'm sorry, but this is kind of a bad A workbench tool does not provide a very effective lap. He's kind of perching on my leg here, and it's very, very awkward. But I guess he's comfy. Okay, so I guess that might be a good thing I could do first. I could start playing around with just a follow alert that fades in, which would look like... Can I test it? Yeah. So if I do something like that, I could at least replace the muxy follows with my own. I've got the event, so at this point it's mainly just kind of maybe building the web page to do it. And I guess my agenda thing up there in the corner is good enough for now. Let me scroll it down a little bit. Huh. No, it's not working at all. What the heck? Oh, there it goes. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding a new browser source with this locally hosted page, and I'm gonna start screwing around with. I'm gonna start tinkering around with it to add a following alert. So it's really, really tiny text. You probably can't see it, but it's a web page hosted and the web server hosted by my channel bot. So I'm gonna stick that in here. There's nothing on the page right now, so it's not gonna make any visual difference, I hope. Get OBS back off the screen because that's gonna be distracting. Okay, so I added that overlay, or added that browser source. If I want to, I can probably do something like add a little text, and it'll probably show up. Yeah, there it goes. So I added that little H1, and now I'm editing a web page that is on stream, which is going to be probably a huge mistake, but that's kind of a cool feature of OBS. I can just throw a semi-transparent browser right on OBS. So let's start screwing around some more with this. What do I want to do as an overlay? I can get rid of that text. The nice thing is I've got this bot set so that any changes I make to these web pages, I've got it set so that the bot will cause the web page to reload if I make any changes. So that means I can kind of live tinker with it, which is cool. So yeah, I can add any text I want. I can add a little H2 to that, and it'll show up on the screen. So whatever I end up doing on this page will end up appearing on the stream. So I don't know, what do I want a follow alert to look like? I guess I could reproduce what Muxy does. Muxy looks like that. I've got that as a tiny little browser source over in the corner. Maybe I want to do something a little more full screen like some other folks do. I could do that with Canvas. I could do it some other way. I could just do it really simple at first. Why don't I do something really simple at first? I don't even have to use Canvas. Let's say, what if I do let's see, let's call this div ID following, alert following. And I'm not even using the web framework for this. This is pretty vanilla CSS, which might be fine. Oh man, Chip Machine butchers this song. Okay, so let's do this. I'm not even using jQuery for this, but I can use like query selector and stuff. So let's say display name. What is the text in Muxy? I could probably just say his following. Is now following you. Okay, so I could say let's make this a paragraph. It's not really semantic, but it's gonna be semantic in my head. Makes sense to me, and that's what matters. Alright, so that's going to throw that garbage on the screen. How about we do a little CSS? Get rid of my, get rid of some of the things on the screen. Hey Slayer Darth. It's going pretty well. Trying to get back into this streaming thing. might do that by messing around with the stream itself. There might be too many things on the screen at once, or too many columns. Let's do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing around with a web browser overlay on the stream, and I'm editing the source of the page live, which will probably be a mistake. You haven't programmed side projects in a while, busy teaching yourself maths, physics, chemistry, and finance. That sounds like a textbook definition of polymath overload. That's cool. I would like 2 tabs for this, please. What do we say? Position absolute top is 50%, left is 50%. That's going to stick it roughly in the middle of the screen. Okay. Huh. Is that roughly middle of the screen? Oh, maybe about 25%. You've gotten some great ideas from your side projects. That's cool. See the text. Let's do this. Let's give it a background color of RGBA 0.000.2. So now it's going to be maybe a semi-transparent box. Let's make it a little bigger. You can still see what I'm doing under it. Oh, that's too big. Well, maybe it's not too big. Yeah, I'm kind of financially illiterate. Yeah, we had just started talking to a financial advisor before the whole COVID thing came down. I'm kind of hoping we could still do something good with our finances. We're kind of just sitting tight right now. Oh, this is a really weird Amiga mod I found the other night. It's not exactly a chiptune. There. Well, I could move the block around some more if I want. I'm going to give it a margin of 1 EM. No, not a margin. Padding. Let's give it padding. But yeah, we were and so we were just trying to figure out the math and all that kind of stuff because we've been like just kind of we have accounts and we let them accrue and we don't do anything with them. So yeah, that was it. Kudos to you for actually trying to learn how to handle all that stuff. Family. I wonder if I could do mono? I have to quote that. Is that going to do a good thing? Oh, it does do an interesting thing. Okay. Is fine, but financial services, like, yeah, well, yeah. I feel like I have a lot to learn in that area, but I do feel like there's a lot of stuff that's just like, let's see how convoluted we can make it, and the people who understand it manage to siphon some money out of the whole thing. What if I do? I would like like to vertically center this. And Flexbox is one of the least painful ways I know of doing that right now. Excellent, it's not. There's this resource I always go back to for Flexbox. And it's this one, which is the first Google result. I always forget, so I know it's like column. I want the items in it to be centered. Is it justified content or is it alignment? Flex direction, flex wrap, justified content. Maybe I want justified content. Okay. So that's vertically centered, that's cool, which is what I wanted. I guess I could just do an old text align center. Cool, so now my text is centered. I would kind of like a CSS transition on this, so I can make it fade in and out. I forget how those work. CSS transitions. I've used them a bunch, but I always forget the syntax. Yeah, alright. Transition property, transition duration, transition delay, yada yada yada. Okay. Let's try this. I would like to do... We're not going to edit the CSS right away, or we're not going to edit the JS right away. Let's say... alert following shuttle. What do we say? Capacity. 2018, they introduced a new API specification in the UK that all banks must follow. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think we have anything like that here in the States. That's, feels like a Star Trek feature kind of governance. Transition, property, opacity, transition, delay, ONS, transition, duration, ONS, transition, yeah, I don't need to do all that, so I can say opacity 1.0. Okay, so if I save this, that should disappear. But now I need a way to add that class name so it'll actually appear. I don't suppose that'll work, will it? No, that won't work. Okay, well, here's the thing I can do. Now I can start editing the JavaScript. Tracker application to send you things like an alert if you spend too much in a given time. Yeah, I used to do that with like Quicken and things back in the early 2000s, but it was very clunky. Like the only API it had was it could do a batch download of all my transactions, then process them on my computer, then give me a report. So it wasn't an API really, and it wasn't live, and I certainly didn't have a smartphone at the time, so I couldn't do that. I do think most businesses in the US still use checks, although most of our bills are auto pay these days. Oh, there's a kitty. And she's yelling at me. Yes, hello kitty. Oh, I know what else I gotta do. So there's a few parts to this bot plugin I'm working on. There's an index.js, which is the server side. There's an index.js that's the web side. The server side talks to the web side via WebSocket. And that's how I want to convey a following message. But rather than spam the channel with following messages, what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to wire up the WebSocket part, but have it triggered by a button. And I have a debugging See, so I think I'm doing with this bot is I've got it split up into core and plugins. The core is all the general service connections like OBS WebSocket, Twitch connections, things like that. And I've got plugins that get to talk to all those things via messaging. Yeah, I'm starting to work on a Twitch bot, and it's kind of going to be a all-around stream assistant because it's actually talking to OBS, it's talking to Twitch. I'm going to have it talk to Discord maybe, and eventually I want it to talk to like IoT devices, well, over-glorified IoT devices, little widgets around my workbench on Wi-Fi. I want it to send messages to those so I could have like lights flash and all that crap. So it's kind of meta. I'm working on the stream, I'm going to break the stream at times, probably. What am I going to do? Oh yeah, I want to add a button. So I got a debug screen that tells me things like, I'm just kind of like exploring what I have set up so far. I've got like an event hub and a service registry in here where all the core modules register event topics and services, and then the plugins use those. I'm going to add a button on this page to send an event to simulate following. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Let's close all the editors for now. I don't have much space on this screen. Actually, for now, I am going to hide this overlay. Bye for now, overlay. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into the Twitch streaming thing. I set it all up here on my my workbench. I'm going to do some electronic stuff, but I don't have a whole lot fun to stream with my day job these days. Mostly because like the work is with personal information and some other stuff, so I don't want to expose that to a stream, but I do want to still stream. So, playing around with ideas like this. I was doing some basic electronics the other night, which was kind of cool. Other night being many nights ago, probably. Alright, let's add a button to this. So this is an express route, the express web server in Node. And I gotta generate a web page. Too tired from work to stream personal projects? A lot of times, yeah, most times. I keep trying to get back into it, like work nights. Doesn't work. So I'm trying a Saturday. I keep thinking like I've got all this free time. I can do all kinds of streaming. I'm like, actually no, I probably only have about 2 hours a night after work before my brain melts. Let's see, so I'm doing these tagged literals for HTML. And there's a syntax highlighting plugin for that. Yeah, a lot of times I still work on some personal projects, but I'm kind of too tired to be at all social. Even if it's just on a stream. Last weekend I ironically worked on all this streaming stuff for Saturday afternoon, but I didn't stream it. So I'm like, why am I writing this stream stuff if I'm not going to stream it? Or use it on the stream. There we go. So let's do this. Yes, kitty. Oh, cats. Gotta pick her up. Where you going? Hello? Oh, I see. Meow. Yeah, fine. Yes, hello. Get settled, kitty. just wants to hang out for a while. Yes, hello. Alright, what are we doing? Okay, I want to add a button here. Yes, hello. Are you not comfy? Comfy. There you go. Okay, let's add a button to this interface and call it simulate follow. And that should add a button to this thing. One of the neat things I'm doing with this bot, at least I think it's neat, is everything in it auto reloads. So as I save code, all of it reloads, which should hopefully include all the overlays I have in OBS. So as I edit things and save files, everything everywhere should reload. And that should be neat because I'll be able to add like chat commands and things like that while I'm streaming, and it shouldn't crash. Shouldn't, but we'll see. Alright, so this page doesn't load in JavaScript. Oh, kitty. Hello. Yes, hello. I'm gonna add a little JavaScript to this page. Yes, hi. Are you not comfy up there, kitty? I got a few utility functions here that like generate or make it easy to generate HTML. I should probably show those on stream at some point. I don't remember the syntax for a script tag. I think this is it. I guess we'll see in a minute if it was right. Oh, did I just crash the bot? I might have just crashed the bot. No, I don't think I crashed the bot. Kitty, where you going? Oh, there you go. Am I down? Oh, she goes down. There she goes. So now they're going to fight. Yes, there's a cat. I'm going to have to separate the cats. Oh, there we go. Okay. Kitties, stop fighting. Alright. So I have successfully added some JavaScript to this page, which is cool. Now I can do... And I'm doing this all with vanilla JS, so I don't have a framework really. So let's say... simulate... let's do this. Async function in it, so I can use await. We can just do a... If there's an error, we'll just put that to console. Let's see. Nope, I want to do 2 spaces here. Then using spaces too. And let's say... Simulate... I can't spell. Simulate follow button equals document query selector. Actually, why do I do... Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I don't need to do that. I could just use get element by ID, but I like query selector. And you know what? I'm going to do this real quick. Make my own tiny jQuery-ish thing. I'm probably going to hate all this code golf when I'm done. But It should have the type there. What does query selectors return? Oh, these types are all boned. Alright. I forget sometimes I'm not using TypeScript. It's been a while since I've done a lot of vanilla JavaScript like this too. It's an add event listener. Event target, add event listener. Yeah. Okay. Add event listener. Click. I remember how to do a lot of this, but I forget how to do a lot of this too. Console log, click the button, yay. Oh, it didn't reload. Simulate follow button is null. Okay. Did I screw that up? Simulate follow button is null. I wonder why. Is it document body that I want? Probably. Document. Oh, you know what? I need to do that on window load, don't I? Window load equal. I usually use a framework, so you are back there, kitty. The cat's back. Windows is not defined. It's not Windows that I want. It's Windows download. Hello, debugging world. Click the button, yay. Okay, actually, I know there's another way to do this, actually. Let's stick it down here so I know the page is loaded. And I also want... what did I call this? I've got a library that I use for WebSockets. And it is called... Oh, I know why my page isn't reloading. I forgot they had the reload script. So every time I want a page to reload, it has to include a certain script. Yeah, we usually use React at work. I've been trying in my personal projects to try other things. Like, I think one of the next things I might get into is I might try to stream using Svelte. Is another one I want to learn. Actually, I have a small wiki, a list in a Tiddly wiki that I've been starting to look at. I'd like to learn various things like COBOL and actually I would like to do I'm thinking about doing a stream where I just screw around with COBOL because it's gross, but also still is a force in the industry. But also Vue, Svelte, Flutter. That's kind of a new thing. I think it uses Dart from Google. Anyway. Trying to come up with topics to stream that aren't my day job. Let's do another song. Why not a Commodore? Actually, that's a good idea. Why not a Commodore 64 assembly stream? I actually had thought about that and didn't put it on my list. I will add that right now. I'm starting to try to use this wiki to collect some ideas. And I also had like some older ideas, like I had this wheel aside projects I did in Glitch, where I had all these things. Like, it might be kind of cool to have Twitch chat on a Commodore 64. Oh yeah, I got this on my ancient list. This is like a 4-year-old list to play around with 6502 assembly. Actually, that's a good idea. Do a retro computing stream series where I program on various retro computers. I do have in my office, which you might remember having seen the camera pointed at a year or two ago, I do have a Commodore 64 and an Atari and an Atari 800 and an Apple II. So that is in the back of my mind. I also got a capture card, finally, and all the requisite adapters. I had a capture card with the 64, but it was really terrible, so I got a better capture card. So I do have the hardware to do that now. I am an old man, yes I am. What do I turn this year? I think I turned 45 this year. But I'm young at heart, and that's what counts, I guess. Oh, I know, I did this as a module. That's fine. Yes, kitty. And now the cats are murdering again. That's what I did. I got a WebSocket module. Okay. This is what I want to do here. I'm kind of all over the place with this Pico 8 game. I did make a Pico 8 game at one point. I should get back into that. I have an itch.io page with one single Pico 8 game. So if you're interested, you can play my Pokemon Go parody. Which someday I might get back to doing more Pico 8. Pico 8's fun. Oh, I know. I gotta edit this. What I want to turn that into. Yeah, that's what I want. But yeah, it's kind of reverse Pokemon Go. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get all the wiring in place on this debug page. And all the scripting in place so that I can click a button and send a WebSocket message. And hopefully not break the bot while I'm doing it. There we go. Ah, that's what I want. Okay. Let's do... What else do I want from connector? Let's send... It's kind of weird having the font so large. I'm used to a much smaller font, but I think this is like barely tolerable on stream. So my WebSocket library exposes the connect socket. Oh, okay, I see. So I give myself when it connects, I call connect socket. Ah, okay, that's how I do it. I've written all this code and I forget what it all does. So, okay, so connect socket. Yeah, okay, that's what we gotta do. I wrote this code last weekend and I've already forgotten what it all does. So I connect the socket. I want the button to send an event. And I've got an example that works over here for my fireworks display. Oh, I see. That's not that doesn't send it. What does my WebSocket send function look like? See, another kitty's trying to get on the workbench. Yeah, I should leave myself some notes. I just started playing around with TiddlyWiki to like capture more thoughts and take more little notes. I should actually start using that more to remember some notes here. Oh, you mean for the game? Yeah, there's a really like pretentious bit of story I wrote for the game. It needs more explanation though. Message, stringify message, yeah, let's do this. Debug, send, type, simulate following, username, parse. Okay, so what I should be able to do here, the button on the debugging screen should now send a WebSocket message to the server. Right? Oops, that is not the button I wanted to hit. Doop. Okay, so it opened the WebSocket. I should be sending messages. I should be able to see them in the log, although OBS is very chatty. I don't remember if I got that. I guess we'll see in a second. So this is the server side, or this is the client side. The server side is over here. I should be getting the WebSocket message, shouldn't I? I'm hoping to see the WebSocket messages in, like, the log output. Let's see. I forget how my WebSockets are sending messages around. Debugging my own code that I just wrote last weekend, and I don't remember how it works. Okay. So that button is not actually sending the message. Cool. Add event listener, click. Isn't that how it does it? Maybe I'm getting too clever with that. Could be I don't even have the socket connected here. Like it should have connected. Huh. The pings are being sent. Connect socket. Oh, I know what I think I did wrong. This is expecting something different altogether. Yeah. Okay. I'm just giving it a function, but it wants a hash of options. what I did wrong. That's more like it. I think. Maybe. Alright, let's try that. Okay, there we go. I'm sending my messages. The button is sending the message. I don't have an event listener set up on the server side yet, though. You know what? I'm going to go into my... Those OBS WebSocket messages are a bit too chatty right now. At some point, all that information in the console over there coming up for... All this info is going to be useful at some point, but that's just OBS giving me constant chatty status. I'm going to comment that out for now. Where's that coming in? Yeah, I'm going to comment that. I'm going to make that log level trace, because I want those constant messages on the side to get squelched for now. There we go. Yeah, at some point I might be able to do some fancy status display of what my stream metrics are, but I don't need that for now. So I can click the button, it sends a WebSocket message. I want to see if... Yeah, no, the messages are not piling up in server log, because I don't think I have the server listening form yet. So let's get the server to listen to. How do we do that? I gotta look at all my old code to remember how I wired this up. Alright, so when there is a WebSocket message, there is a WebSocket received event. That means I should be able to go over here and say events. Actually, this is the way I did this. Topic. WebSocket. Call events. I could probably use some documentation on this system. You won. Yeah, the lightning attack hits all the humans on the entire board at once. It doesn't matter where they are. So you kind of have to, you taunt them individually and you get candy until you have enough power to do a lightning attack and take a bunch of them out at once. It's a silly little game. Topic message. Oh yeah, here we go. I figured it was a fun game to make, and it's fun to play from time to time. Good winding down game, yeah. I'm glad you liked it. I keep wanting to get back into some more game development. Actually, let's do this. I don't actually need to do that. Let's say events on... That's not what I want. I want... Not OBS WebSocket, I want... Web server. What did I name that topic? I named that topic WebSocket received. Oh, see, I gotta edit this. I'm trying to do this thing where I can come up with an inventory of all the events I use in the system. Like I did over here. So I'm going to declare all the topics I use in the system. No, don't do that. Yeah, so the way this bot works is it has a lot of service connections. They emit messages that other plugins can subscribe to. Guitar Hero clone for 64 called Shred 64. Actually, you know what? I think I had on my wheel of side projects, when you mentioned it, I think I added it to my my list. Didn't I? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, actually, I think when you mentioned that, I added that to a notebook I had for side projects. So at some point, I do actually want to play with that too. Maybe I'll do that on stream. I think of stream ideas that could be entertaining. That could be one. Oh, this song's been going on forever. Suddenly the music is loud again. Oops. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I think I want to do. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what entertaining things I could do on a stream, and like mashing up modern and retro track. Well, modern and retro tech seems kind of entertaining. There we go. With inventing my own my own system here is no one's documenting it but me, so all my little conventions and systems and all that crud is just stuff I've invented and then immediately forget how I did it. Okay. Did I break the code? Hopefully not. It reloaded. Okay, so what I just did here is hopefully I can go back here. I can declare topic, call it WebSocket received. Because what I want to do here is have this debugging server say see what that does. Wii Sports for the 64? That's a little too far. Alright. The console. Ah, okay. Well, that's working. Seem to be doing what I expected it to do. Topic received, emit, ID, message. I should be able to see. ID and message, right? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh no, I just wiped it all out. I should be able to see. It doesn't look like it. Oh, I know what it is. I don't use console login here. Log debug. I'm using a login library. Prettier installed. I keep trying to format my code, but I don't have Prettier installed here. Still kind of getting used to VS Code. Can I format now? Document. Configure. Yeah, give me Prettier. Thank you for formatting that. Finally. Okay. I'm just trying to see if I can see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm seeing plenty of messages over there. In fact, I'm seeing all these pings because my WebSocket send pings. Didn't realize they have speech synthesizer cartridges for C64. Yeah, there was also software automatic mouth, which... This is kind of cool. Someone got this software automatic mouth. I'm going to pause the music real quick because this might be kind of neat. This was on Commodore 64. Someone compiled...
Hello, my name is Sam.
Someone compiled this using Inscripton from the Commodore 64 assembly and converted it to a drop-in library on a web page. And I keep thinking I want to use this in a game.
This is a really neat speech.
So anyways, that's kind of neat. Maybe actually, you know what? I'm going to add some wiki notes now that my scattered brain has a place to dump ideas. Let's say... Software, automatic mouth, Nito 80s speech synthesis from C64. And what I want to do with that... Let's say stream ideas. Use Sam for robotic speech announcements. There we go. So someday maybe I'll use Sam to announce some things on the stream, so that could be kind of cool. Write that down before I forget about it. Okay, so I'm seeing WebSocket pings every few seconds. How about the button? Go, 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 go. Okay, cool. So I'm seeing WebSocket message, type, simulate following. Okay, so now I can do switch message type case simulate following. Eventually I'll get to actually where I want to go with this. Simulate following button pressed. Okay, so my bot's reloading, all the other things are reloading. And we got another great stream idea. Uh-oh, not too many ideas. Thank you for the ideas, by the way, because I think I have gotten some ideas from you in the streams I've done over the years. Playlist of retro videos, maybe 80s commercials, Amiga. I have that. Actually, I do have that. Let me see. You might have even mentioned that to me before, but I do actually have that. Let's see. Can pause the music. Can look at my other... Yeah! I've got this YouTube playlist shuffle thing.
Do you think this advanced operating environment is worth? Wait just 1 minute before you answer. Watch as Windows integrates Lotus 123 with Miami Vice. Now we can take this.
But yeah, I had this thing where when I fired up the stream, I'd have some of these play. I've got like a YouTube playlist of retro ads. I should get some more. Like this one. Yeah, actually, no, I should add that back to my BRB source.
It is the best machine that is around anywhere in the world.
The professional machine of the future.
I wonder if I can do that without totally screwing up the stream. I should probably wait to do that. Will this screw up my audio capture?
I think it's fantastic.
Awesome. It's going to skyrocket. Only Amiga makes it possible.
Only Amiga makes it possible.
Yeah, I should put this on my, I should put this in OBS. Let's see. I'm gonna try this. This might screw up the stream. So I got this thing. I think you can still hear me. I got this thing. And then I could add that, which is a little obnoxiously large. Change that. Change the size of that. Stick that in the middle of the screen. It's still a bit large. OBS is kind of fun to play with. It's a little too small. What if we want... This is kind of a weird experiment to play with the stream while I'm on the stream. So let's say maybe 420 by 316, I don't know. Could do that. I have the scroll bars. So yeah, we could do something like that. Live stream hacking. It's a little weird because OBS handles this strangely on Linux, at least however this OBS is set up. It will start the ads even if the scene is hidden. I think that might be why I took it out. These are pretty cool ads though. I can always do it without the ads.
At the speed of light from Worlds of Wonder Stadium not included.
And it's just my face, which is much less interesting. But the ads keep playing, which is kind of annoying. Oh, I see. I gotta change the, it's not correctly sized. I'm sure it's all screwy right now. How's that? That's a little better.
Have you ever watched the movie you wanted to?
So there we go.
The minute you want
Live hacking my stream, and I can add
learn special things.
Add those ads.
Now, any questions? From faraway places.
No, I just want to watch the ads.
Where did jazz come from? Good question. Or tucked your baby in?
Well, I got that working. I'll come back to that. If I can get the ads to stop. There we go.
Atari Anonymous. My son Boris.
Oh, now they're just going to be stuck playing in the background.
Mission in life is to save all of mankind.
Oh, crap. I think I stopped it.
Show it.
Or maybe not. It's out of control.
How much do you think this advanced operating environment is worth? Wait just 1 minute.
I might have to take that ad out of the playlist.
Windows integrates Lotus 123 with Miami Vice.
Can I make those go away? There we go. No? Yeah, it's really weird. I think I need to change some settings on these things. Yeah, there we go. Anyway. Yeah, so I added that. That's fun. I should play with those some more. I'm trying to remember which other streamer I was watching. I think it might have been Chrysler. He does a lot of commercial type stuff. Want some different music. Yeah, this is good for now. Yeah, I like the Microsoft of today a lot better than Ballmer's Microsoft. I think things have changed a lot for the better. My button doing? Does my button work? Yeah, I think the simulate button is working. Simulate file button press. Okay. So what I want to do, vaguely getting back to the thing I was working on. Yeah, I think his job might have ramped up a bit and got him busier, and I haven't seen him in a while, but also I stopped streaming and watching streams myself for a bit there. But I've stolen a lot of ideas for my stream from his stream. He has got an insane video setup with his video backpack and all the stuff around his room that he's got set up. So I kind of took notes and stole some things from him for ideas anyways. Okay, that's the client side, that's the server side. Let's do... hates MS Teams. I haven't had to play with Teams. Mozilla, we're using Slack. And we actually switched to Matrix chat for open community stuff. You go to chat.mozilla.org. There's a more open chat system, which is nice. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. So when I get the button message to simulate following, what I want to do is send a WebSocket message, which I forget how to do in my system. Oh yeah, I've got an example for myself. So in Fireworks, I say services call WebSocket broadcast. Okay. So when I click the simulate follow button, I want to say send out a WebSocket broadcast that says following, right? Because Yeah, so I'm going to say type following data.type data.detail. So I actually do have a WebSocket listener here that already looks for some interesting stuff from a Twitch follow message. Let's say user ID. User display name. Random hacker. Follow date. I don't think that's the correct format, but maybe it's date to ISO string. Let's try that. I forget what the Twitch format for that is. So what I'm wiring up here is when the debug button is pressed, the overlay should get a message. Hello, kitty. I might have just broken everything, who knows. Oh, and also I don't need to debug my messaging anymore. I have too many windows open. I want to get rid of this log message. Okay. It's Hello Kitty. It's going to be dinner time soon, so I need to wrap up this particular arc of hacking and maybe call it a stream soon. But I want to at least close the loop on this thing I started doing. Okay. So I got this. What I want to do when I get followed, I added this back to what I was doing in the beginning. Is my overlay still there? Might need to fix my alerts. Alright, so I got this. Yeah, I've got this terrible CSS and HTML here. Hello Kitty. Yes, I hear you. When I get following... Wait, is this the server side? No, that's the... Yeah, okay. I'm making no sense. I'm just kind of rambling to myself. But hopefully I can make some more sense as I wire this up. Yeah, okay. So what I'm doing here is... I've got the HTML. This is the JavaScript that's driving it. It connects to a WebSocket. It's looking for... Oh, this is the wrong JS. This is the JS. It's looking for a following message on the WebSocket, which I should be sending now when I hit the debug button. So what I want to do is say, okay, look for... Let's say following panel dialog equals, let's just call it following alert. Alert follow equals, let's look up the selector for alert following. And our song has stopped, so let's do the next one. Oh no, I crashed the machine. Let's do this. Alert following class list add, not ass, add show, and then alert following remove show. This is very hacky and I probably want to do this in another way, but alright. I don't know if this is going to do it or not, but what I want it to do is when I click this button, the overlay should show, but it doesn't. Alright. Let me look at my browser where I can actually see error messages. Alright. I should remember the hotkeys for web console. I always forget what the hotkey is. It's not sending the message I expected. Time to look in the servers. Okay. So the debug side of things. Go back and see if this is still doing what I expect. Do. Okay, click the button. It's sending the WebSocket message. Button. I don't see any messages over there. Okay. I thought I just had that wired up. Oh, but I took out the log. Okay. No, we're not using console log here. We're using log debug message simulate follow received. Just trying to make sure like each piece of my Rube Goldberg machine here works. Click, 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 click. Should have lots of log messages, so it is receiving the WebSocket message. WebSocket broadcast. Now over on the alerts overlay side, I should be getting socket message data. Let's see. Back in the browser, here's my alerts overlay. So it's receiving ping pongs. Click, 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 click. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Data details. That's what I got wrong. It's not details, it's detail. Okay. So if I go boop. Oops. Yeah, okay. Now it's working. Well, now the thing is I need to get it to show the message when I click the debug button. So let's put those browser windows side by side. So maybe I can hack this a little bit. What I'm trying to get it to do is when I click this button, the thing should happen on the other side and show my dialogue. So I don't need to log the entire message. Did it reload? It reloaded. Okay, so I know my reload code is still working. Okay, so when I click the button, I can see it gets received on the other window. So now I need to make sure my DOM code is doing the right thing. Am I finding the right thing? Okay, yeah, so I'm finding the element. It's there. Oh, you know what? It's white text. That could be a problem too. I wonder Okay, so that's what it looks like. It might be my CSS transition isn't doing the right thing, which is possible. The other thing I'm going to do is say display name and fill it with the name. Yeah, so I can say alert following display name inner text equals user. This is very janky. This is very dirty CSS. So I guess what I can do here is I can say, oh, okay, cool. So I can fill that in with the name of the person following me. And I guess it's my CSS that's screwing me up now. Oofda. So I'm going to see, okay, so there, it's there. When I click simulate follow event, it adds the class name and then it disappears. Okay. Yeah, I think it's my transition that's not working. Now, how do I make that work? Let's look up some CSS docs real quick. CSS transition fade in. Hey look, Stack Overflow. Okay, maybe that's what I want. Fade in, animation name, okay. Yeah, I think my CSS transitions know-how is kind of cruddy. I've seen this before though. We can do that. Okay. Yeah, okay, well, so that's fading in. I don't want it to start faded in. So let's remove that class name. It starts not faded in. Doop. Well, that's cool. And then a second later, it should just kind of disappear because I don't have the fade out. Well, that's getting closer. So let's say fade in opacity. Let's do fade out opacity. And I can say make the animation duration 1 second. I think none of this is useful to me. Okay. Did that fade in on initial load? It did fade in on initial load. I didn't want that. Well, I'm going to have to play with that. But when I click the button, it should fade in. And after a second, it should fade out. It does not. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I need to reverse these. There we go. Okay, so when the page initially loads, yeah, we don't want that. Maybe we should do this. You shouldn't have an animation at first. So let's have no opacity by default. Fades in. And after a second it should fade out. Cool. So now, let's see about loading that on my actual stream. Ah, look at that. So I got the overlay to actually work on my stream. So I can close that for now. Cool. So what I just successfully did from end to end, I got a button on a web page that sends a webhook message to the server, to the debug plugin in my server. My debug plugin receives the message, then sends a fake Twitch following message, which then my alerts plugin receives as a real Twitch following message, and then sends a webhook message to its own web page, which causes that to happen. A next step then would be to have this react to a real following message. And then a step after that would be to improve that overlay. So it's actually, like, interesting. And maybe add some sound and all that fun stuff. But I think I basically closed the loop on the thing I wanted to do for now, for this afternoon. So I think I may break for now, go get some dinner, maybe come back later, work on this some more. But I think that's going to be it for me for now. What else do I want to do? So that's pretty cool. I got that bit working. Alright. And I also have on my to-do list to somehow fix my music player so it actually does the right thing when songs end. Alright, that's working. Oh, you know what actually I should do? Before I sign off, I should commit my code. So let's see, what have I done? I did a bunch of stuff. Let's review what I hacked together over the last couple hours. Let's see, yeah, I reduced the log verbosity of OBS WebSocket messages. I refactored the events that I'm sending out on my web server for WebSockets a little bit. Added this CSS for my overlays, which is terribly formatted. I added this little bit of HTML for the alert overlay. Added a little bit of handling in my alerts client-side code to show that little dialog when I get the following message. And then on the server side of the debugger, I added some code so I can have that little simulate follow button, which sends the WebSocket message of a fake user. Eventually this will be replaced by actual Twitch code. Yeah, then the client side of the debugger, there is so much here. Like I've got the client side that talks to the server side that talks to itself within the server, then talks to another web page, and the web page, one web page is on my desktop, one web page is in OBS. Yeah, okay. What I'm gonna do is I've got all that staged. What do I want my commit message to be? Progress on implementing a Twitch following alert overlay. Push that. If you're interested in what I'm doing on this little bot, I should add this to like channel links or something. You can find me on GitHub. The name of this project is CaffeinaBot 2 because it's my second attempt at making a bot. And if you want to see what garbage I did in the last couple hours, this is the commit. It's a lot clearer, I think, now that I've actually got the commit all together. And that's some pretty good progress on that little thing. I was pretty scatterbrained when I started the stream, but I've got at least some real progress on this thing here. Alright. So with that, I'm going to break for dinner. I might be back in a couple hours, who knows. But until then, thanks for coming by. And hopefully I do this more consistently. Until then, I hope you like the last few seconds of Chiptunes. See ya.